Good morning and welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance for this fine Tuesday. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to start our day. And I can't tell you how I don't know what words to put to it. I am about this card. It lets me know the universe has my back and the universe is paying attention. Good morning, Abigail. You're the first one here today. Welcome, welcome. So, yeah, the divine unfolding, right? The divine unfolding. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for all the pretty stuff, rainbows and sunrises and such. Hopefully today we'll see some sun. Yesterday was pretty gloomy, but the snow did melt. Unfortunately, my stubborn 90-year-old father did not listen to me when I said, it will melt, just leave it. No, he thought he had to shovel. So now he's not feeling good. Yeah. Good morning, Carolyn. Welcome, 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 welcome. We'll give it a little time for everybody to pop on here. And today it felt like I needed a little fetish stone. So I've got my little pink quartz, rose quartz heart. Good morning, Mel, that I'm just kind of rolling around in my hands. Lots of interesting stuff in this card. Good morning, Gwen. Good morning, good morning. Glad you're here. Welcome. So I'll point out the things as we're going through that make me kind of laugh about this card. Yeah. Oh, thank you for all the fun stuff. Snow, right? Snow. 8 inches again. Oh my goodness. Hello, Beth. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We may have gotten a little bit more, and we might get a little bit more today, but I think it said we had like 5.7 yesterday, but I don't see it. I think, to me, it looked more like 2, but it was that very, very wet, heavy stuff. So that's what did everybody in heart attack snow. Good morning, Nancy. Glad you are here. My guess is you don't have snow. So, yes, on we go. So, let's start with a little tapping and a lot of breath. Because yesterday I was reading something that said, basically, if nothing you're trying is working, breathe. And then if nothing works, breathe some more. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get this. Yes. So, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And it makes me cough. Yeah, in through the nose. Good morning, Catherine. Welcome, welcome. Out through the mouth. Just tapping and breathing. Grounding ourselves in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Just keep it going a little longer. I think we need extra today. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Breathing goodwill into everyone. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. These days everyone is seeming extra frazzled. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. And if you're one of the ones who's not, thank you for carrying the rest of us. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. We are doing what we can do to get ourselves re-railed and back on track. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Beautiful. Sunshine and 80s. Okay, even those words just sound lovely. I mean, for me, 80s is pretty warm, but yeah, it's possible. It's possible. I think we're supposed to make it into the 40s or 50s today, so a lot of this will be melting, which will be lovely. And my tulips are this far out of the ground, so they'll be benefiting from the melting snow. Yes, yes, yes. So my intention for today is rub our hands together, send each other some energy. My intention for today is to re-rail, get on track, feel healthy again, etc., etc. One of my beloved coffee group members, after I'm done with you guys here, is a nurse, and I'm going to insist on a little telehealth visit for myself with her before we start our group, because need a little guidance. So, and also sending energy to one of our members' granddaughters who's having surgery this morning. She's little. She's 3, I think. So sending her good energy And Mama and Grandma, who apparently slept in hospital chairs, which is not a good thing. Not a good thing. Yeah. Sending energy to everyone who needs it. Rubbing together again. Bringing it into yourself. Because anytime we send ourselves energy, we are indeed sending everyone else energy, since we are an integral thread in this fabric of life. Wherever you send your energy, it's doing good. It's doing good. And again, view it as going through you, not from you. So it doesn't drain you. You aren't losing energy. You're merely the conduit for it to conduct through you wherever you decide to send it and wherever it needs to go. So, Wild Offering deck, Tosha Silver. Excuse me. And this is funny because I was thinking it would be one of the decks that really stirs stuff up. You know, it's just like, okay, this is enough of this being sick stuff. Let's get on with life. What do I need to jumpstart my own revolution here? And then Wild Offering comes up and I'm like, not sure that's gonna do it. What's the card? Hardship. Makes me laugh. And what really made me laugh was the foxgloves. I tried for years to grow foxgloves. They're a biennial, I think. No luck whatsoever. No luck whatsoever. And so the foxgloves have always been kind of a bane of my existence in the floral world. So I thought it was funny that that's the flower that's on the hardship card. Yeah. Let me grab another drink here. Okay. So another nice deep breath, opening to receiving and creating the sacred space for the wisdom here that's meant for us. Hardship. May I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling or painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. Let's just sit with that for a minute, and then I'll read it again. Hardship. May I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling or painful as it is. Yeah, I've been trying to get rid of it. Maybe I need to just be with it. What are you trying to tell me? What do I need to know? Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. So again, it's about being in flow. It's not about trying to make things happen. It's not about trying to swim upstream. It's not about fighting the river, fighting the flow. There's an indigenous saying, best to ride the horse in the direction the horse is going. This is kind of like that. Rather than fighting where I'm at, being present with where I'm at. Okay, what's called for here? What's needed here? What am I being guided to? So, what about for you? Good morning, Diane. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. What comes up? What gets jiggled loose in your mind when you think about hardship? And when you think about things that are difficult and sometimes never do work out? I'm glad this is good for you today, too. Awesome. Yes, we need to be in the flow. May I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling or painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. I'm certainly seeing, yesterday, there was this stark realization of where I'm stuck in perspectives that don't serve me. And so I journaled on it. I spent some time just staring out the window. That's always a good thing to do. That works really well for me, staring out the window. Just trying to get a sense of, okay, now I recognize this, where I'm off track, where things are clearly not working. Now what? And of course, I move into now what instead of I will just acknowledge that that's where it's at, trust the flow, follow the breadcrumbs, make the next best step. I want to be to the end already. I'm patience, not my virtue. So I'm going to manufacture some patience and practice just being in what is and trusting the flow. And a little glimmer popped up last night. There was one of the many people that I've talked to about the intentional housing thing sent me an article in a website on something that feels like it has some hope to it. Need to stop trying to control and follow the flow. Yes, absolutely. I'm so with you on that, Gwen. So with you on that. And that trying to control is so subtle at times. And maybe it seems subtle to us. It's glaringly obvious to those who deal with us, but it's not as evident to us. Where am I holding on instead of letting go? Good morning, Lisa. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. Our card for today is hardship. Hardship. I'm going to read it again. I think the more we can steep ourselves in this wisdom, the better off we're all going to be. May I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling or painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. Because we want to put our own human logic and reason to the seemingly wacky things that go on in our lives. So we're trying to understand purple through the lenses of orange. It ain't working. It ain't working. So, and sometimes we can do this, what do I want to say? Directly. And sometimes we do it with a little more edge to us. So I recall my sister had a coworker who would often say, must be okay, they're doing it. Must be okay, they're doing it. Yep, you and me both, girl. You and me both. I want my answers yesterday. But here's the deal. If we truly had those answers yesterday, would we have been primed into the appropriate state to really receive them and benefit from them? Or do we need a little more steel wool to buff us into the shape where we can be as fully receptive to the message as we need to be? Yeah. And sandpaper, steel wool, whatever. If it's sandpaper, I'm not down to a 220 yet. I'm probably at like an 80. So rough it up really good, then I may be more receptive. So maybe that's what we can practice. Since we can't control all this stuff and we can't manage all this stuff, can we focus on ourselves in terms of readiness? Can we take a look at, am I as open as I can be to the messages that are coming my way? Especially when it comes in the form of hardship. Most of us gird our loins, guard our hearts, put up our defenses, armor up, as Brene Brown would say, when we run into hardship, instead of softening into the hardship. What are you here to teach me? What do I need to know? This shadow visitor hardship that shows up, what's in here for me? And I can't remember who it was. It might have been, I think it was maybe a poet. Mary Oliver? I'm not sure. Anyway, the person who talked about when that darkness shows up, inviting it in. Sit with me and don't leave until I've learned everything I'm supposed to learn from you. That's an interesting approach, isn't it? Not an approach most of us are overly willing. What I hear is the answer and don't like it. Yes, 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 yes. And then we can practice that. We've received the answer we didn't want to hear. Now, how do we, with grace, as much grace as we can muster, accept that answer and move on, whatever the circumstance is? So, here's these pretty foxgloves reminding us not all is easy, not all is simple, but we can keep stepping forward in faith. We can take respite when we need it. There's times when we just need to step back, get a little respite. I had a dream last night. This was interesting. I'm reading the second one in the trilogy, The Lord of the Rings, and there's a part in there where they have just now engaged in battle, and they're shoring up the main doors, the gate, blah, blah, blah. And so I had this dream about being at the base of a mountain, little village. I'm in a little house that is up against the mountain. And over the course of years, I've dug a hole into the mountain so that when I don't want to be in my house, I can kind of retreat. I can retreat into this little hole. I thought that's pretty interesting for right here, right now. There are periods of time when retreat and respite is what's called for, And for Bonnie Nussbaum, sometimes it means I have to get sick before I really, truly take a step back. You'd think by now, pushing mid-60s, I would have figured this out, that taking the respite before getting sick would be a really wise thing to do. Maybe by the time I'm 80, I will have it figured out. We'll see. So, here's where we're at today. Here is where we're at today. We have our individual hardships. We have our collective hardships. We're stepping into faith and trust. We're following the breadcrumbs on the path. We're breathing deeply when there's nothing else we can think of to do. Breathe deeply. That's what we're up to at this point. And it will be okay because we are following the flow. We are following the flow. Hang in there all. Let's just keep going. Again, let's link arms. We're more solid as we're linked together with each other. And let's just proceed. Glad that's revealing. That's awesome. Put some things in the feed. Comments, thoughts, provocative questions that the rest of us can ponder. Anything that comes to your mind that you think would help all of us move this forward. You are welcome, dear. You are welcome. Have an awesome Tuesday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Let's see where we're at tomorrow. You are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.